Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I actually did an actual drawing video, so here we are. I recently got this Russian book. It has a lot of Russian academic drawings in there, so I've been really interested in doing master studies lately. So this is definitely a good reference for me to just look at some good master drawings and copy them and see what type of improvements that I can get out of it. So recently, well, basically since I started drawing, I've always done just a lot of quick sketches. A lot of my sketches, I never spend maybe 20, 30 minutes on my sketches. So I have recently been wanting to take a bit longer on my drawings, polishing them up a bit more instead of just having them super sketchy. So doing these master studies has definitely helped me push forward through the process will take the drawing process a lot further than what I've been used to recently. So I think I spend maybe the max of like 3 hours on a drawing, but sometimes sometimes those 3 hours do not be productive because I don't like the end result of what I drew. So that was just a bad drawing day, but hey, it happens sometimes. That's where definitely where the learning process comes in. And since I do spend a lot of time just doing quick sketches, I do have a lot of experience just blocking things. And so this drawing, this is done in charcoal. This is a soft charcoal pencil. Recently started picking up charcoal a lot more. I really didn't like charcoal at first, mainly because it just smears a lot and it goes really, really dark, and it was super hard for me to control. But once I started getting a lot more confident with my line work or my strokes, and being a bit more patient, it's a bit more patient. I'm saying that lightly, but once I started being a bit more patient, then I decided charcoal is not too bad. So it's a lot more practice. I'm gonna be practicing a lot more with this charcoal, mainly because I do want to eventually start moving more into paints. Another note, this is actually the last page in my sketchbook. I know I'm saying that kind of late, so um, there's definitely going to be a sketchbook tour. It's a lot of good improvements from my last sketchbook tour that I did in February. I actually completed, this is going to be the second sketchbook since then that I've completed, so probably going to link those two together. The last one, it was okay. I only like a couple pages in the end of that sketchbook, but this one, I definitely see a lot of improvement from start to finish. So that's definitely coming through. Right now, my common approach to drawing, as you can see, we're kind of far into the drawing now, but I take like a one-dimensional, then two-dimensional, and three-dimensional approach where we start off in 1D, and that's just me adding points, mainly on my sketchbook, just to try to lay out where I want to place my subject in my sketchbook, and um, compositionally, I want those to kind of feel okay to me. Sometimes I'm thinking about it, sometimes I'm not. It really just depends on the mood. And then 2D on this particular drawing, I went 2D where I just sketched out the outline. I did that really lightly, and then eventually 3D is where I start adding tone or I add cross contours to give the three dimensionality of the actual drawing. In between that, after the tone or the contours, I have to go back and clean up. So it's like a pass. So the first pass I add a tone, and then the second pass I clean up some lines where maybe the tone went a bit outside of the lines, or I have to move things forward and backwards. Like I know in this particular example, when I made the right arm or the left arm of the subject, where the bicep is, I I drew that, and then I had to go forward and bring the forearm and the hand closer by just darkening that line. So that brings it forward and backward. So it's been a while since I actually talked about like the improvements that I actually made. I do notice that I have been able to eyeball my proportions a lot better. Um, and in this particular drawing, it's I was using a system where I'm just measuring relationships between different landmarks. So I forgot where. I know this isn't anything new, but basically in my mind, I drop verticals and horizontals. I'd imagine those and then see what landmark I want to relate to. So I'd imagine these horizontal and vertical lines, and I'd see what other landmarks or what other parts of the subject aligns on this line, this imaginary line. just to make sure things are aligned. I felt like I said line a lot, but just making sure things are aligned correctly. Or I'd also look at weird right angles. I can't really explain why right angles help me align things as of yet. They just do. Once I figure out why that works in words, then I'll definitely let you guys know. But I definitely use different landmarks and how they relate to each other, like how the elbows relate to the leg, or how the head, where is the chin aligned to the rest of the body. I see that it touches. If I drop a vertical line from the head, it aligns with like the thigh. So I use these different arbitrary landmarks that I make up, and just a way for me to check. And this actually helps me scale things up and down, because Russian book, it's actually a lot bigger than my sketchbook. So I had to scale this down in my head during a blocking stage. So that definitely helped. So recently, I've been wanting to do a lot more master drawings, and just mainly this is forcing me to be more patient with the process and paying more attention to my reference. I've been doing a lot, and I say a lot, of just random like doodling and imaginary-ish drawings, where I start looking at the reference and then I'll get in the zone and I'll completely stop looking at the reference during the rest of the session. Then once I look up, I'm like, hey, yo, this doesn't look anything like it. So I definitely been wanting to slow down a bit more on the reference. But one thing I would say that I got out of my doodling and automatic drawing is my line confidence. I feel pretty comfortable on most days with the pencil in my hand. Some days, if I'm feeling super impatient, if I'm doing quick sketches, like 1 minute quick sketches, my lines are just all over the place. Not really much time to think about the line, but for the most part, I'm able to feel the line and pull off most lines that I particularly want. But once I start getting so like detail oriented, then that's when a lot of my lines just start falling apart. But for the most part, I do notice that I've gotten a lot more handle on the control of the pencil or the pen or whatever I may be using at that particular point in time. But yeah, we're starting to come to the end of this drawing session that I had with this particular reference. Overall, I like how it turned out. I could have took it a lot further than what I did, but I started getting tired, and I also wanted to get things recorded as well. So I had to move on. We have to move on. But I appreciate you guys for sitting through and listening. If you made it to this entire video, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. The sketchbook tour should be the next video. Hopefully, we'll see.